When is the right time to kick someone's ass? When you're all out of bubble gum, monsieur. It's time to kick gum and chew ass, and I'm all out of ass. Do kick 'em. When they ask you, kick my ass daddy, if they're harming someone else. Why did you punch a doctor giving the kid a vaccine? Well, the kid was crying, so the doctor took an oath to do no harm. He's literally bound by God not to. If it's worth going to jail for, then go for it. Jail. Or the hospital if you've overestimated your fighting skills. Or maybe both if you're really unlucky. 3:28. Bro, I'm running a little late. Can we push it to 3:41? I'll spank you for that. When they attack you. In the bedroom if it's consensual. Here are a couple of reasons I can think of off the top. Asterisk self-protection. Asterisk others' protection. Asterisk punishment for ass-kicking reasons. Like he killed my cat. I'm sure there are 100 others. When they picked your donkey first, then I would say it is appropriate to kick their donkey. As everyone knows, a donkey represents the pride of your family, and therefore must be defended immediately after their infraction, so they will associate the ass-kicking with a mistake they made. Only when defending yourself, there are better options on the attack. People that respond violently to non-violent behavior are just out of arguments in the debate. They're losing. Who are you quoting that doesn't know the difference between there and there? Edit. Damn you autocorrect. When they hurt your family. When they spit on me. IDC if it's right. It's happening anyways. How did your wife end up with a black eye? Quote. Well, we were in bed and things were heating up. She was going down on me and spit on it. I used to think this until it happened. Turns out the kind of person that spits on people isn't the kind of person you really want to touch. He was this disgusting. Mental. Degenerate. Boo, monsieur. I have more respect for the average cow than I do for this human, and I'm not a vegetarian. The problem is, if I kick his ass, it's going to involve a lot of grappling and rolling around with this piss and shit-soaked animal. Even if I'm successful at that, what then? I have to incapacitate him in order to get away. This person has nothing to lose. They'll keep fighting otherwise. Or the cops get called. Guess who the city gets more money from for arresting? I've thought about it 1,000 times. There's just no way I can get it to work out in my favor. Before you turn 18, emo. If you've warned them to stop with whatever shit they're doing more than twice in a serious manner, then they deserve it. I was at a party with a coworker that I casually went disc golfing with. We were at his house and both him and his girlfriend were drunk. I was standing no more than 10 feet away from him when he punched his girlfriend right in the face. I didn't think but reacted. I immediately closed the distance between us with a few large steps in, threw a right hook and hit him right in the cheek, knocking him to the ground. I got on top of him and just kept hitting him over and over. His cousins just stood there watching and did nothing to even try to get me off of "Hi monsieur." My pinky is still messed up to this day, but I would never take it back. We are no longer friends and they are married with children. This was about 8 years ago. You or your loved one are backed into a corner and in danger. You or a loved one are under attack. You find out the guy torrents videos but doesn't see it after you take their name. Noise. When they put their hands on you. If they have a marginally different opinion on a harmless topic. In a fight, I mean, you're right, anytime. When they slurp their coffee. But you gotta aerate that shit to unlock the full flavors. That's just a fact, yo. But I still don't do it because I'm not fucking annoying and I have some dignity. Violence is not always the answer, but when it is the answer, it is the only answer. After you get enthusiastic consent. Whenever you're prepared to get your ass kicked, or stabbed, or shot, or arrested. Edit. Self-defense too, if it's a fair fight. Or it looks like somebody's going to start one smiley face. Or if it's over a woman. If he's bothering me. If you're in a fair fight, you're doing it wrong. When is it not? When they challenge you physically or disrespect someone dear to you. And even then you should at least try and match their response to you. I love to see a good ass kicking for a just reason, but if someone says something about your family to provoke you and you come out swinging, that makes you the douche in my opinion. Many don't agree, and I've been guilty of being ruled by my emotions in the past, but after seeing two of my friends killed or long-term seriously damaged by rogue sucker punches so far, I really can't condone attacking someone who isn't ready and willing to fight anymore. I think if someone provokes you to the point where you need to kick their ass, you should give them at least 3 verbal warnings, chances before they lose teeth. Basically, right before they try kicking your ass. Ideally, resorting to violence should always be avoided. However, situations aren't always ideal, and we aren't here to talk about those kinds of circumstances. The right time would be when you have done everything in your power to resolve this situation peacefully, considered every possible consequence that your action may bring, and have accepted that you will, in one way or another, suffer some, or all, of those consequences. This includes accepting that you share some of the blame when you come out of it. The moment you retaliate maliciously, some of the blame automatically falls on you. Now, this isn't to say that the other party is faultless. As I said earlier, both you and them share the blame. Them for initiating, starting it, or saying, doing something they may or may not know will offend you. And you for reacting in a way that causes physical or mental damage. Self-defense is an entirely different pickle, though it belongs in the same jar. In self-defense situations, having the time to react accordingly is a luxury. Ultimately, it is a judgment call that entirely depends on you. If you feel that they deserve it, then do so, though I strongly advise against violence as a plan. Only when you have exhausted every non-violent action can you begin to consider acting in a damaging way that may or may not be the particular person's consequence for doing, saying, something they did not know would offend you or the people you value. Just keep in mind that the consequences of your own actions will catch up to you someday. And in what nature, form and severity, you may never know. Edit. Thank you ever so much for the gold. Kind stranger. BDSM. When you run out of beer. 4:15 p.m. behind the local middle school. Give me back my fucking holographic Blastoise, Austin. Fucking jackass. Always bumming sticks of my damned goo, monsieur. I mowed the lawn to afford that gum. Goddamn loser, Austin. When they insult your propane and propane accessories. When they are least suspecting it. Probably when they're hurting someone. Mostly someone who is innocent. When they hurt your family. Never. If you're not willing to kill or be killed, you should avoid all violent conflicts. People are too desperate and events are too unpredictable to trust in your ability to deliver. So fish in ass whooping. This advice is the same if you're Mike Tyson or Stephen Hawking. When they are breathing. When you are getting paid for it. Right as they pull back the curtain to step out of the shower. If they have a sign on their back that says kick me. When they annoy you. It worked for me and I've been to 19,035 schools. When you're out of bubblegum, monsieur. When you are only here for 2 things and you're almost out of beer. When they hurt an animal. Post-shower is the cleanest time. You should insist your partner really focus on TBAT region when they clean themselves. There is never a right time. But some people do everything but ask for an ass kicking, so then I guess. If you can run fast, then whenever you like. When I finish my bubblegum, monsieur. When said ass is presented for kicking. When it's self-defense and or when my family is threatened. Prior to reenacting you kicking their ass. Christmas morning and only Christmas morning. When someone has been overlooking at crudely drawn picture of Bishop Brennan. When you're going easy on someone in Mario Kart and they start bragging. Nazi. When somebody steals your car and kills your dog. If they bring up any personal shit about you, they call you fat, beat the living fuck out of them. When you first meet them. When they hit you first. When you're all out of gum. When they touch your sister, like Brushy's mine. Never unless you're defending yourself or someone else. Real fighting? Not unless your life or another's is in danger. You basically lose the fight as soon as you start. Unless you are in an action movie. Tip: you're not. If it's not worth going to jail, don't do it, because you might go to jail. These days it would pretty much be my life, my family, my property, or to keep someone who didn't deserve it from getting killed. When they refuse to end in peaceful resolution. This is the best answer. When you are a US cop and your body cam is switched off. Never. You don't know how it will end up being represented to law enforcement, no matter the situation. Especially if you are outnumbered. As someone who's been there, done that, just get away. When they turn around, sorry for asking, what's your story? When you came to eat chicken and kick ass but then you run out of chicken. When they are advancing upon you and being nice guy didn't work. When that old man hasn't learned his lesson yet. 432. Depending on who they are, if it's obvious it's going for a physical confrontation, you either strike first or when they start to attack you. When that Simeone get angry at your Italian friend who's got a little airplane because he spilled some wine in his shirt. If they do something real bad and don't feel bad at all after they make the first move, it would have sounded much better if you had said ass greater than we kick names and take ass. When they try to kick yours. When they say they like the Phantom Menace all day, every day. When you've had all you can take and you can't take no more. When they ask for it, but I always go FK it. They ask for it, taking shit. When I give it to M goes crying to parents or some shit. Then they come again, when it's on fire. If they spit on you. Some gangsta is dissing your fly girl, just give them one of these. When they are bent over offering the target. After you coup monsieur, after school, Saturday night, Elton John said it's alright, for fighting. My friend had major depression and attempted suicide. She spent quite some time in hospital, and the week she came back a girl in our class cornered her in the bathroom, called her all sorts of things, then proceeded to give her a blade and make her cut herself. I was sitting in class wondering where she was, as it had been around 10 minutes, and I asked to go to see if she was okay. I saw them, and luckily she didn't give herself too much of a cut, but enough to draw blood and go back to hospital. Right there in the bathroom I grabbed that girl's hair and dragged her into the hall, and with no regrets helped her up and punched her square in the jaw. She screamed, which attracted teachers and students and everyone. I will say honestly, I beat the shit out of her and I've no regrets. She was that type of person. I got in all sorts of trouble, but so did she, cause they had cameras in the hall showing her going in after my friend. She left the school shortly after. To this day, people come to me if someone is bullying them or being mean. I haven't fought anyone though, as I fought her. It just shows you how much the teachers choose to ignore. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.